Hi everybody, it's me, Mr. Peets. This is going to be your lesson on perspective drawing using Google Drawings. Now, I already set this page up for you, so you already have a horizon line, and I already included the vanishing point, and I already included the shapes here for you. So I'm not going to have you guys draw all those shapes from scratch because I really want you to practice doing the orthogonal lines. So, what I was saying in our Google Meet session is that, you know, you start off with just a very flat shape. If you want to look three-dimensional, you got to draw those orthogonal lines that go towards the vanishing point. That's what an orthogonal line is. It always goes towards the vanishing point. So the way that we're going to do this, and it's this, if you notice, it's the same shapes that we used in that actual Google Meets lesson we did. So I'm going to start off with this line tool. And right over here, there's this little down arrow. If I click that, I just want the line here. Okay, I don't want any of these other ones. I just want line. So I'm going to click that. And then as soon as I come over to the line, I can actually start to draw it out. So remember, this, and these vertices are all going to go towards the vanishing point, just like we did. So I'm going to start at that corner, click, and drag all the way to the vanishing point. I'll do the same thing for this corner, click, drag, and I'll do the same thing for the third corner, click, and drag. Okay, so now you have these three lines. If I grab the arrow tool, if I click that, and I highlight, if I click and drag just these three lines that I did, right now I only have these three lines that I just drew highlighted. It looks like the square is, but it's not highlighted. Now this popped up. And so what I want to do is the line color here, I want to click that and I want to make it gray. So I'll choose this gray one right here. It doesn't matter exactly which gray, but you want to make it gray. So when you click off of it, it's much lighter. So these are going to be your guidelines. Okay, you drew these orthogonal lines. Now what we're going to do is grab the line tool again. And now we're going to do the cutoffs. So remember what I said. If this is vertical, I've decided I'm going to put it right about here. This is also going to be vertical. Okay, so this line and this line are parallel. And because this one is horizontal, this is also going to be horizontal. So I'm going to start from where I ended and go across. And it's going to be parallel. So this line and this line are parallel. So now that I have those lines in there, this grayed area, I'm just going to fill that in. So I'm going to draw a line here, just kind of trace over that, draw a line here, and draw a line here. So I'm just stopping right at the cutoff point. So it leaves this extra gray line here. I can grab the arrow tool, and I'm just going to highlight just those gray lines. And then I'm going to hit delete. And as soon as I hit delete, the gray lines disappear, but the lines that you drew before are right there. So now you have your perspective box. Okay, you're going to do the same thing for this one, and this one. So again, I'm going to go over to my gray line. I'm going to draw, start at the corner, drag it, do the other corner, drag the other corner, drag. Now notice I'm always going to that vanishing point. That's what makes this orthogonal, and that's really, really important, because if it doesn't go towards the vanishing point, it looks really awkward. Even if it seems strange to you, just trust the process. Okay, so now I did the orthogonal lines. So the next thing I'm going to do, get my arrow tool. I'm going to highlight just the lines that I made. All right. By the way, when you highlight stuff, you don't want to highlight that because you're going to include the shape and then you'll accidentally erase it. You don't want to do that. So I just want you to highlight just those lines. All right. And I'm going to turn them gray. So those are grayed out. So those act as guidelines. Go back to my line tool. When I go back to my line tool, it automatically goes back to black. You don't have to change the color, which sort of helps. So again, I'm going to do this. I want to do the cutoffs. So I'll do it here. So since this is vertical, it will be vertical, then over, just like the one above it, vertical, and over. Okay, those are your cutoffs. Notice that they mimic each other. This goes down, over, and the same thing happens here, down, over, down, over. That's what makes it look 3D. Then I'm just going to fill these in. All right, same idea that we did before. Okay, and then you have that, and then of course go back to the arrow tool, and you can highlight just those gray lines. Make sure you're not touching any other lines. So those are highlighted, and then delete them. All right, I deleted them by just actually hitting the delete button on my keyboard. All right, and then I have my three-dimensional boxes over here. You're going to do the same for the bottom two as well. I'm actually going to just go ahead and do this really quick. So lining these up, the corners, going to the vanishing point. Okay, and again, this is the same lesson that I gave you in the Google Meet session. So, and I also included the drawing in the previous assignment just so you guys have a reference point. And drag that over. You know what, I'm going to drag that just like this. Now, I know for this last point it's going through, but I'm actually going to gray that out. So I'm going to grab the arrow tool, and I'm going to highlight just those orthogonal lines. Remember, I'm going to gray them out. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back to my line tool. And then I'm going to do the cutoffs. So I'll do this one. This goes over, down, over. So again, this one will go over, down, and over. And then down, because this goes down as well. And then this one, because this one goes over, I'm going to just bring this one over. But I'm going to actually stop it right against that wall. All right? Then I'm going to just fill in the rest of these gaps. So over here, this corner just stops right over here by the cutoff. And then I'll do the same thing. Those, they stop right at the cutoff. This stops right at the cutoff. This one stops at the cutoff. Same here. And same here. Boom. And then I'm going to grab the arrow, highlight just the grays, hit delete. And now I have that shape. And then I'll just do this last one, just so I could show you guys. All right, so this one goes here, here. And notice I'm going from those corners. I'm not coming from the actual side. It's always from the corner. And then just this one. Okay, I guess this one looks like it's a little confusing, but we'll kind of look at it. Okay, so then I grab that, highlight just the orthogonal lines, gray it out, and then I'll grab that line tool again and do the cutoffs. So this goes over, down, so I'm going to do the same thing. Over, down, over, and down. And then this one goes, this one's just going to be cut off like right here. And then because this is vertical, this is going to be cut off about like right here. So this line and this line are parallel, and then this little line and this line are parallel. Then I'm going to go ahead and just fill in the rest of those sides so they darken up. All right. This side and the last one. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead, grab my arrow tool, highlight just those orthogonals, and delete. So this is what it should look like as soon as you're done. You don't have to do anything more than this. But I mean, I want to make sure that you guys really watch this video and see exactly how to do perspective to really get this right. And notice that all those lines always went to this vanishing point. So that's what really gives it that accurate sense of 3D. All right. So if you have any questions or any problems, please email me or comment to me and I'll help you out. All right. Bye, everybody.